Hello, this is Cody with Necessary DIY. This is the first video for the channel. This channel is a newer channel that's going to basically talk about how to do things on your own to save yourself some money. Like maybe you're a person that doesn't have enough money to take your car to the shop every time it needs to be fixed or have something done to it, or like your lawnmower, any equipment you use to work outside and take care of your property. Some videos about taking care of your animals, and then also some tool reviews, things that I carry with me every day, things that I use often to help me do things on my own and to help me work a little more efficiently. So for the first video, we're going to talk about the Leatherman Wave Plus. This is the pocket knife that I carry on a daily basis. It was probably 2-3 years ago I started carrying a multi-tool instead of a regular pocket knife on a daily basis, mainly because I found myself needing additional tools fairly regularly. Like if I were to say go to the DMV and I got new tags, license plates for my car, I would find myself without a screwdriver to put them on or something like that. Or if I just, was working out in the yard and something happened to the lawnmower and I needed a tool to fix it really quick, instead of having to run all the way to my shed to get a tool, I would have it there on my person. Ever since I started carrying a multi-tool as opposed to a pocket knife on a daily basis, I found that other people around me often need it as much as I do. So definitely a good thing to have with you. Originally, when I first started carrying a multi-tool, I carried another one from Leatherman, which is called the Skeletal. It's a smaller knife than this one, smaller multi-tool than this one. Has about 7 tools, where this one has 19 tools. So big difference there, and I liked it. I liked it a lot. I used the screwdriver all the time, and I also found myself using the pliers all the time, and other people would need a screwdriver or pliers or something when I would be with them out in their field or helping them with something. So I ended up getting the Leatherman Wave Plus. The main reason that I was looking for a new one is because the Skeletal had a blade that was serrated on the back side of it here. This one is smooth, as you can see. It's a fine blade all the way across, but the Skeletal had serrations back here, and I found myself having a hard time keeping an edge on it, and it would even the fine part that was in the front of it, I would have a hard time keeping an edge on because the serrations didn't want to allow it to go through the sharpeners correctly. And then they would also chew up my sharpening stones and things like that. You can sharpen serrations with a file, but I would rather not have to do that as often as I need to sharpen my knife. So that was the main reason I looked for a new one. And with my Skeletal, I was already pretty happy with Leatherman as a brand, and I'll go into a little bit about why that is. So most people, when they think of multi-tools, they think of something like this. This is a Sheffield multi-tool. Very, very cheap, made out of lower quality materials. The annoying thing about these, they're fine, but the annoying thing is that you can't access any of the tools from the outside. So every time you would need to open or get a tool, you would have to open the whole thing and then go to the sides to get the knives or the tools or the screwdrivers, the files, all that stuff. So also, the tools do not lock. So like say you were using your knife here and you had to put some pressure on it, there's a chance that it's going to close on your finger. That is the main reason I don't like knives that don't have a locking blade. I think that they're dangerous. I actually have a scar on my hand right here, actually, where I had a knife shut on my finger. So that is the main reason I don't like knives or multi-tools that don't have locks on the blade. Also, they're kind of big. They have a lot of play in the handle, like when you can see that play there, and then definitely when they're open you get some play in them as well. They're just not made very well, and they're kind of bulky and clumsy. So Leatherman actually did a really good job developing their multi-tools to be a lot more streamlined and really high quality build. They use 420 steel for the blade. It's a 420 HC stainless steel black oxide. So really tough material that they use for their blades. Stainless steel body, and they're just very refined. You can see there's no movement. Like if I try to pull this back and forth, there's no movement at all. So very well made. I know a lot of people think that carrying a multi-tool can be a bear because they think of them as something that are very large. This what I found with Leathermans though is that they are not they're not all that large. They really are just as large as, like, this is a cameless pocket knife, and you can see if I put it next to it, it's actually bigger than the Skeletal is. This is another pocket knife that I have. This is a Damascus etched pocket knife, and you can see just average pocket knives tend to be as big, if not bigger, than the Leatherman multi-tools are. This is considered a full-size multi-tool, whereas you can get some that are larger, that have more tools, they're a little bulkier, but this one is the full-size one, and the Skeletal would actually be smaller than these. And it carries very well. It is not very heavy. It probably is heavier than these other pocket knives that I just showed you, just with all the steel in it. Whereas, like, if you look at a regular pocket knife, it's just a hollow body. It's not, you know, definitely not made as well as something like this Leatherman would be. I mean, you could get a Benchmade or something that you would never have any breaking problem with or anything, but the Leathermans are just really high quality, really strong, which does carry a little bit of weight with it. At first, the weight was a little bothersome to me, but I got used to it very quickly, just carrying it every day. I have a system with the way that I carry things. I put my keys in my multi-tool in one pocket, put my phone in the other front pocket, and then my wallet is in my back pocket. So that's how I carry things. So just to get into it about reviewing the actual Leatherman, if you're someone that would be looking into getting this tool, I'll go ahead and go over some things. So as I said, stainless steel body. This one is the Wave Plus. Leatherman made a different version, or an older version, that was just the Wave. The main difference with that, there's slight cosmetic differences, but the main difference with that is that you can see here that you are able to replace the wire cutters in this multi-tool. You take that Allen screw out right there, and you can actually order new ones for $18 to put in there if your wire cutters start to wear out. That's the biggest difference with the Plus versus what they used to be. So just to go ahead and go over some of the tools that this has, needle nose pliers. Most multi-tools are going to have the same kind of concept with their overall pliers. So needle nose pliers, and then you got regular pliers, basically meaning you've got the opening there to be either grip things or crack things or whatever you need to do with that. And then you've got wire cutters on these pliers as well. So that's three tools right there in the head. Two different types of pliers and wire cutters. Next, we'll go ahead and cover some of the knife functions of this one. It does come, the Leatherman Wave Plus comes with two different types of blades. As I kind of went over with you guys already, it has the fine blade here, and as as I said, this one does have many tools accessible from the outside for one-handed opening. So I can go ahead and show you, as far as the fine blade, you put your thumb in, rotate it around. It does lock with a linear lock right there. And like I said, accessible from the outside, which is very useful. You pull it out of your pocket, you're holding on to something, you can open the blade and cut it right away. The fine blades are going to be used for most things as far as a knife goes. However, if you need your serrated knife, the Leatherman Wave does come with a serrated blade knife as well, also made out of 420HC stainless steel. And you're going to use your serrated blade more often when you're cutting fibrous things, such as rope, or if you're cutting through like a stick or something like that you need to get through. Fibrous is what the serrations are for. So you would use your fine blade for most things. Serrated would be for, like I said, fibrous material. Very, very sharp on both of these, and very tough on both of these as well. So they come, like I said, they come extremely sharp. So you got to be careful with them. It's not like a lot of knives where you have to put a good edge on it. These come with an extremely nice edge on them right out of the gate. So that is the two knives. Those are, like I said, accessible from the outside. You also have a file. This file actually has more than one type. It has a fine nail file on this side, and then a coarse on this side. And then actually on this side, it's coarse as well. You can actually saw through a nail with just the edge of it there. So that's more of a metal saw right there than a file. And then, like I said, coarse and fine on those as well. So Really nice file, accessible from the outside, but I will say that that part is not one hand opening. It's on the outside, but you do have to grab it from the bottom, which is what that little divot there is for. You got to put your nail in that and pull out on it. Still same type of lock on that though, linear lock. One thing I love about this tool is that every tool on it is locked. So I'll go over the different lock types on that. So that's the fourth tool accessible, or the third tool accessible on the outside. And then you also have your wood saw accessible from the outside as well. Same kind of opening as the file, where you have to use your fingernail and pull out on it, and it does have a linear lock as well. So you can see the little lock picture right there. What is neat about these multi-tool saws, and you can see it there at that angle, you actually get saw action on both sides, like on the forward stroke and the backward stroke. So both forward and backwards are making cuts, whereas most hand saws you're going to use do not cut on both strokes. They either cut on the forward or the back. Most are cutting on the back. So very nice thing there. And like I said, linear lock on that one, so you just press the lock and then you can close it. So now we're going to go to the inside of the multi-tool to go over the tools that are in there. First thing that you're going to notice though, when you do open this, you'll see that it has a ruler. Let me see if I can get that to focus in the camera. Yeah, see the ruler going down the side here? That does extend to both sides of the handle. So you can actually get 6 inches like this. So you have a 6-inch ruler like that to be able to measure, which is very, very nice and comes in handy if you need a quick measurement. It has inches on one side and centimeters on the other, just like you expect. And I like how you have your pliers there to be able to move it, and it sits up on its own. Very nice. So that's another one of the tools there, is the ruler when you open it up there. So when you get into the inside of it, these tools are all accessible with a fingernail. So we'll just go through those one by one. So the first thing you pull out here is a flathead. It serves as a flathead screwdriver, but this tool is actually built out of its own solid steel. It is not an interchangeable bit. So this is also used as a pry tool. You can pry pretty well with it, but like I said, also is a flat blade screwdriver. Don't want to pry things that are too stiff because you might snap it. I will say though, if you do snap it, Leatherman stands by their product. They come with a 25-year warranty on all of their multi-tools. So if you did snap that, all you would have to do is go on their website, go search warranty. When you search warranty, you can print out a shipping label that you would take to your post office, mail it back. You would pay the shipping there. They ship it back to you for free. And they'll either repair it or replace it, depending. So if you broke that, they would probably just repair it, put a new piece in. But if you do something that's worth more than the multi-tool, then they'll replace it. One thing that I will say, I had 2 of the Skeletools that I mentioned to you guys at the beginning of the video, just on the subject of warranty really quick. The multi-tools, the Leatherman Skeletools, like I said, I really liked them, but I wanted a new type. Because I found myself needing more tools and not being able to keep a good edge on that Skeletool blade because of the serrations being comboed. What they have now is an option where you can send back up to 4 Leatherman multi-tools and for warranty exchange, and they will send you the value of that multi-tool to let you put it towards a new type. So I had 2 Skeletools. Those are valued at $50. When you purchase them, they're $50. One of them, I had snapped the plier off. What I was doing, I was working really hard with something, and I twisted like a twisting action, and just too much torque and snapped that plier. And then the other one just had a little chip off the end of the blade, and the pliers were out of alignment. And like I said, I can send it back to them. They'll fix all of that and send it back to you. They stand behind their product. But if you want, as I did, I sent those both back. They gave me $50 for each of those, and I got $100 to be able to buy this Wave Plus free of charge. So I thought that was really cool of them to give you that option for warranty as well. So just keep that in mind. If you already have some of these products and you might need to send them back for warranty, you have the option for upgrading, which is really nice. So we'll move to the next tool. So different kind of lock type when you're moving to the inside tool. I'll show you that here. So these are a very simple lock, push type. So you just press in there where you see those divots. You press in and then it folds down. See that? So we'll go to the next tool. Bear with me while I get it out here. So the next tool is a eyeglass screwdriver, which is very nice for any of you guys that wear glasses, or if you have a wife or kids that have glasses. Let me see if I can get that little thing to focus. Come up closer. 1 second. Sorry. All right, so I think you can kind of see it there. What's in it right now is a small flathead screwdriver, but this one is also able, you can switch it out. So let me show you that. It's just a friction lock to keep this screwdriver in. So all you do is pull and you turn it over and put it back in, and that gives you a micro screwdriver as well for eyeglasses repair, micro Phillips screwdriver. So you get both the flat and the Phillips eyeglass screwdriver or micro screwdriver. So that is really nice. I was very pleased that they had that on there. 2 tools in that combo right there, both with replaceable bits. So I thought that was really nice. Not a lot to go over there. Same type of lock though, so you can just press in, push, and it closes right back up. So we'll get the next one out for you. Next is the scissors. Now, I am very pleased with the scissors on this multi-tool. So they pull out like this. You can see you pull into that little divot there, and they come out like this, and they lock. And then this comes around, and that's what makes your scissors here. Very good scissors. I had a Gerber suspension multi-tool that had scissors on it, but it was not designed anywhere near as nice as that. So you can actually take these scissors out, and you can either use them like that, where you hold it like just this one side and use your thumb, or you can actually close it all the way where it's smaller and you still grip it and use your thumb. Now these actually work really well. Let me find a piece of paper to show you here. Very sharp scissors, very good scissors. So you can see here, look, and you just use your thumb and work it just regular scissor action, and it's straight lines, very easy. So that is very nice to have on a multi-tool. And I really like the way they're spring-loaded. They work very well. They're actually very sharp and cut very well. So that is a nice touch for a multi-tool. Really liked the way that Leatherman implemented the scissors. It's way better than the scissors that you're going to find on the old Swiss Army knives or on an old regular style multi-tool, where it would just be like a small little thing with 2 little straight thin pieces of metal. It does have a nice place for your thumb to go, and it functions extremely well. You can see that. All right, so that's all the tools on that side. So to close that back up, like I said, you just open the scissors up all the way, press your lock, press it down, and it closes. So we're going to go to the other side of the multi-tool now. So that's right here. Let me get the pliers on the other side so you can see it. So it opens up like this, just like the other side. Same kinds of openings. So the first thing you'll open on this side is the screwdriver. This one actually is a bit exchanging screwdriver type. So let me show you that. So in order to pull these out, you're gonna press the lock open. Now you see that same lock actually enables you to be able to pull the screwdriver out. So you just press that down and pull, and you can flip it over, stick it back in, and that's your flathead screwdriver is there as well. Now, Leatherman sells bit kits for all of their multi-tools that have the exchangeable bit, and that bit kit would come with, a square bit, an Allen bit, a bit driver if you need to extend it. Comes with all the different bits that you would need. On board, you get those 2 screwdrivers. It's a square number 2 and a Phillips number 2. A flat number 2 and a Phillips number 2. And I think they call that flat a 3/16, or let me see. Let me pull that back out and make sure I give you the right information. So you can see there, it has it on the side of it. If I can get that to focus, 3/16, and then a number 1 Phillips. I said number 2. It's a number 1 Phillips. Yeah, there you go. 3/16, number 1 and 2 Phillips. So you can see it's dual size. So it's a 1 and 2 size Phillips. So we'll go ahead and put that back in. But those are very handy and very nice. I usually keep the Phillips one in because I use it more often than not. It's designed to fit a lot of different Phillips types, though. So it's not, even if it wasn't a number 1 or 2, it often will bite. A common complaint on these, it doesn't really bother me much, but a lot of people don't like that they did not use a standard. Let me see if I can get that to focus better. They didn't use a standard bit, so it's flat. Instead of, you know, more rounded and hexed where you could put any bit you wanted to in it. But if they would have left it round, you would have had a much bigger tool. It would have been much wider, wouldn't have been anywhere near as streamlined. And like I said, they sell a bit kit for it. But to be honest, I wouldn't want to carry that many bits with me. I would want them to be on board because that's the purpose of a multi-tool. Not to have, I mean, if you can carry a ton of stuff, why not just take your toolbox with you or several other screwdrivers? The idea of a multi-tool is to give you most of the tools that you could possibly need on your regular day-to-day life. And that's what this one does extremely well. So we'll go ahead and close that back up, and we'll pull out the other tool that's on this side, which is a bottle opener, but it's not just a bottle opener. In this one, you get a can opener, and you get a bottle opener, and then if you can see this V here, right there, if you see that V there, that is a wire stripper. So you put the wire in it, and you can basically put it like that, work it around the wire, and then it strips right off. Now that does work very well. I've used that several times. It also will slice wires. If you just fold them around it and pull, it'll slice wires as well. Can opener works really well. It works like an old style can opener where you basically punch holes in all the way around to slice it. You can see that it's got the blade in it there to cut that open. And then bottle opener is it works well too. I will say that I appreciated the bottle opener on my Skeletool better than I do this one, because when multi-tool companies go into combining a tool to do a bunch of different things, you might end up losing some of your functionality. And with that being so large there to be a can opener, you lose it. It is a little harder to use as a bottle opener. Still works fine, just not as easy as it was if it were just a bottle opener. Just to give a fair review there. Like I said, though, really like this multi-tool. I've had it for a while now, and really, if you think about it, I kind of got it for free. So that was a really nice thing. If you did want to purchase this multi-tool, Leatherman sells this one for right at $100. I think it's $99.99. Sometimes Amazon carries them a little cheaper. $89.99. Walmart might have it for $89.99, but it's usually around $100. And like I said, 25-year warranty, has 18 tools. I think I might have said 19 at the beginning, but it has 18 tools. I'm looking at the website now just to give you guys a good idea of everything. But been very happy with it, and I would definitely recommend it. This has very few, if any, negative reviews. Like, I'm looking at their website right now, 414 reviews at 4.5 stars. The Wave Plus has often been referred to as the best multi-tool. I would agree with that. Of all the ones that I've had, it is definitely the best multi-tool. So it's my everyday pocket knife. Like I said, it's great. If you guys would like to see me review any other types of multi-tools or pocket knives, let me know. I would love to do that. One other thing I want to mention, though, if you are interested in getting this one, Leatherman also has it where you can pay in 4 installments of $24.99. So they use a group called Klarna to do that, Klarna. So another option if you don't want to drop $100 right away on a multi-tool or pocket knife. Anyway, like I said, if you would like anything else reviewed, I would be drop that in the comments. I would love to look those over. If you have another multi-tool that you think is that you believe is better than this one, or that I would like, drop that too, and we'll look into doing reviews on those. Anyway, I hope you guys liked the video. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you next video. Thanks.